Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in the room.
Yes.
We are live on Instagram. Shout out to our Instagram community. We're also live on Facebook. Shout out to our Facebook community. As you guys come on in the room, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, grab your notes, girl, grab your wig, grab your bonnet, whatever it is that you grab this time of night, make sure you got that thing, okay? For those of you guys who have no idea who we are or where you found yourself, I am Candy Sincerity Johnson.
And I am Sean Johnson.
And together we do several things. We help you transform the life that you have to the life that you want by helping you to unlock your wealth potential. We do that by talking about different things in social media. We talk about trending topics. We do all of these things. We look at it from a very high level and help you unpack those things.
Yes.
Did you want to add something else? What do you do?
I am the co-owner of Sincerity Johnson, which is a ladies' beauty brand. And I offer a way for women to look amazing on the outside by also matching their inside.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we have two businesses. Sean runs one, I run the other. And together we meet at night and we talk about stuff like this, baby. Baby, we talk about stuff like this and we unpack it from a high level, from a non-biased perspective, okay?
Yes.
So, baby, I titled the video, what did I say?
More drama, more conversation, girl.
More drama, more conversation. Somebody tell your neighbor, more drama, more conversation, girl.
Lord.
Yes, as you guys come on in, say hi to us. We'll say hi to you.
Diane said, I've been waiting on you too.
Huh. She even got a PPP, but she didn't get one for me. She went and got a PPP, but she didn't get one for me. Girl, come on. Listen. All of they said Facebook is popping, social media, the streets are popping. The streets are popping, girl. That is very true. The streets are streeting. They're doing what they're supposed to do, girl.
That's why we did a little retail therapy over on my page earlier. They take our mind off of it for me.
Yes. So for those of you guys who do not know, do you want to debrief people and bring people up to speed about what we're talking about?
So we are going to be addressing the am I addressing her by her name or am I just saying in generalities?
There's a young lady who is like a trending topic.
Yeah, she's a trending topic right now. Some information came out. She had a platform that was geared towards exposing some other individuals, and it seems like the tables turned, and now she is under the radar. So we are talking about that. That's what we are talking about.
Absolutely. So there were some new developments that came out throughout the course of the day. Look, I was sitting on top of them new developments like this. Girl, I was sitting in the comments, girl. I was looking on pages like this, girl. I was running errands and taking care of stuff for the businesses, and I was like,
what is going on?
Girl, I've been sitting online like, girl, what's gonna happen next? Girl, what could happen next?
It's been an eventful day.
So the young lady went live. In true transparency, let me set the ground rules. In true transparency, on this platform, you're going to have us give non-biased commentary.
Yes.
We don't choose sides. Why don't we choose sides? Because the truth is unemotional and unattached. A lie don't care who told it, and the truth don't care who told it either.
Right.
So it's one of those situations where we look at everything that's being said and done, and you might see, we might say, hey, this person is right today, and maybe that person, might be right tomorrow. It don't matter, because the truth is the truth, and the truth will stand alone, okay?
Yes.
So with all that being said, we're going to dissect what we've seen and what we've heard over the last 24 hours, and we're going to give you our commentary in the midst of it.
Yes.
But we need your help. We need you guys to participate in the discussion by commenting as well. We need y'all to help get us out to the people. You know how you do that thing, and we're finna have a conversation.
Yeah. And the only ground rule that we have is just be respectful.
Be respectful. That's
to
it.
us and anybody that any of the best friends in the comment section.
That is it. That is all. Okay.
Yep.
So there was the young lady went live.
Yes, she did.
The young lady did a video inside of her private group. She has a private group on Facebook, on the Book of Faces. And in that group, she addresses her community. And so she addressed her community and she addressed other people that was just coming to figure out what was going on. Okay. And so she addressed her community, and in addressing her community, everybody was waiting on her to either acknowledge what was being presented or,
Or
refute.
dispute it.
Yeah. What they call it, refute.
Refute. Yeah.
Yeah. So what were your takeaways? What did you see?
So I listened to it. I haven't. In true transparency, I didn't listen from 0 to hour blah blah blah. However long it was, I kind of popped in.
I did.
I was doing some things and whatnot. However, for me, it was interesting because you want me to run down what was said.
Sure.
Okay. So some of the things that she said, because she was trying to address the fact that these pictures these mugshots had came out. People were trying to say it was her. Yesterday or whenever that was, she did a whole synopsis of how it was not her. Look at her nose, look at her ears, look at everything. Okay. Then today,
girl, Sean being polite. Girl, this is the picture of her, girl. She had the picture up on the screen. She blew the picture up. She said, the lady blew the picture up. She said, look, this don't look nothing like me. The nose structure, the jawline, the smile,
the complexion, the everything, just breaking his whole face down about how it wasn't her, right? And then when people was like, "That's you," she was like, "Well, you must be blind because I don't understand how you can look at this and tell this is me." Okay, so that was the initial thing. So then today, I guess it settled down in her spirit, and she was like, "Okay, maybe I need to go ahead and address it for real and provide the truth of what happened." Okay, fine. So she went on to say that back in 2020, she went to Costco with some family members. She always has a big holiday soiree at her house, is what she said.
Okay.
And so her and some of her family members went to Costco, bought up some stuff. She got home. She normally puts her wallet in her foyer, and she noticed that later on she could not find the wallet. So she called. No, she didn't call. Let me get it right. She contacted 311. Because I thought
she said 911 first, right?
She said 911 first, and then 311. Now I needed to go back, but I thought she said that she messaged, but maybe she called. Anyway, it was in the midst of COVID, so she said that she had to do it electronically, and that they provided her an email of her reporting her wallet stolen. Pause right there. This is where I had to put a pin in it immediately.
Because she's claiming identity theft.
She's claiming identity theft, and she stated to her own admission that she still has the email to this day. Seems to me that since you're always posting receipts and screenshots and videos and everything else for everybody else that you're addressing, to me, you would have put that email up on the screen. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, because it's very simple. That email would have had a time and date stamp. You understand what I'm saying? She said didn't she say she got a case number?
Yes, no, she was assigned to a desk detective, is what she said.
She was assigned to a desk detective. That email would have spelled out everything that she stated, but it would have had that time and date stamp that cannot be erased. Okay?
So it just seemed very odd to me that when you blew the picture up to refute the fact that it was you couldn't then blow that same email up and say, look, y'all, like I'm telling you that I reported it. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. All right. So that was the first thing that stuck out to me. Then she said that after she reported it in 2020, a year later in 2021, she was doing some things. She went to go get some food. Okay. And then she got pulled over by a police officer.
Okay. Happens, right?
It happens. I've been pulled over for seatbelt speeding. Okay. So then she says that she was pulled over. She was like, oh my God, why? Why you? She was real panicky. And so she was like, why did you pull me over? Failure to maintain a lane. Got you. He's probably changing lanes without a turn signal. I get it.
Girl, maybe your phone failed. You dropped your phone. You was texting. We all do it. Whatever, right?
We get it. Okay.
We get it. It happens.
Then she stated that they ran her license. And everything was valid, but they also ran a background check, which she was appalled. She was like, I don't understand. This must be a new Georgia thing. I don't understand why they would run your background when they pull you over. As far as I know, I can only speak for Illinois. Okay. I can only speak for Illinois and the state police that I live in. Anytime somebody is pulled over, as far as I know, they always do that because they run a safety risk if they don't know who they are dealing with.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So they have to know. That's why they run your plate number. They run your license. They run all of the things because they're putting themselves in danger every single day. And they have to make sure they're not dealing with a situation. Okay. So why you don't know that they don't run your background immediately? I don't know. Okay. So then she says she's just shocked because they're like, you have a warrant for your arrest.
Yep.
She's never been arrested. She's never been in prison. She's never been in jail. She's never been in a cop car. She was just appalled. Okay. That was that situation. She said that's when she found out. She asked them, why do I have a warrant? They didn't tell her. They said, well, we can't tell you that. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I thought they could. I thought they did, but I can't speak to it. Don't know. All right.
Okay.
I don't know if you know because you were a criminal justice major. So I don't know.
When they told me to stand up and turn around. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have nothing to lose. See, when you're free, nobody can do anything to you. You see what I'm saying? When they said, hey, Candace, stand up and turn around, put your hands behind your back. Naturally, the 18-year-old, 19-year-old, however old I was, 18, 19, 18, almost 19 to be exact. I said, why? What you mean stand up and put your hands behind your back? The gentleman said, stand up and put your hands behind your back. You're being placed under arrest for battery, right? You're being placed under arrest for battery. Well, why? Why? Because to your own admission, you hit her. You struck her, right? So they were arresting me for that. I don't know. Like I said, I can only speak to what I've experienced.
Yeah.
I can only speak to what I've experienced. I can't fathom them asking somebody to get out of the car. They're placing you under arrest and not telling you what for. I don't know. Right?
I don't know. Okay. So that was that. But this is what kills me as well, because in a roundabout way, this is the point. And in a roundabout way, because we kept going around it, she never actually fully said, yes, that was me in the mugshots. And this is what happened. She never addressed that. So you really could walk away from the situation like, so are you saying that's you or are you not? Like, I don't really still understand. Right?
Yeah.
And then there being 2 mugshots. So is this for the first one or is this for the second one is what I'm still trying to figure out.
Right. Because so you claim an identity theft, but you got 2 different mugshots, 2 different counties and 2 different days.
So I still don't know that. Whatever.
So did they make a mistake the first time, the second time, or both times?
Or was this the same day and they was like, you know what, that orange look a little bit of a mess. Let's put you in the stripes, or vice versa. Like the stripes don't really look good on you. Let's put you in a solid and then retake it.
It's not even the same hair.
It's not the same hair.
It's not even the same hair. You could tell.
Yeah. So moving right along. So then she says that all of this came about is because the person who stole her wallet, which she admitted was a relative that she did not want to ID. Okay. Stole her information and was trying to run up a mortgage or mortgages, trying to get mortgages in her name. Okay. Trying to get credit cards in her name, use her driver's license to pick up numerous narcotic prescriptions in the state of Georgia and surrounding areas. So that's what all of the warrant and stuff was for. All of this fraudulent activity. You want me to pause or keep going?
So this is the thing. So you want us to believe that you are going to protect the identity of somebody who you can pretty much use to vindicate you, right? All of these accusations are coming your way. You have tens of thousands of people all over the nation at this point that are looking at what's going on. When it came to Carmen and Tay, sis, you had, to your own admission, you had never even met these people. You hung them out to dry.
Yes.
You showed these people zero mercy. Right? And if you didn't show them any mercy, which is your right, it's your commentary, it's your position, however you feel is however you feel. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I'm just looking at it from a non-biased perspective. And you had so much to say about somebody who technically hadn't done anything to you specifically that I know of. But then you're going to let this family member put you in jail, put you in a compromising position, damage your credit if it was identity theft, right? Because you said it was credit card fraud and ID, and they tried to get houses in your name and all of these different things. So this individual did all of these things to you that you know and have access to. Now this person is putting you in a position of public humiliation. This is public humiliation at this point, right? This is your credibility on the line. And it's not like if you said, hey, this wasn't me, this was this individual. It's not like anybody would feel any kind of way, especially your family, because they'd be like, hey, hell, her ass shouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them situations where it's not like you throwing this person under the bus, right? Unless this person was you.
That part.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if it were me, and I know everybody's different, if it were me, I'd be like, yo, nah, that wasn't me. Yeah, it was such and such. Let me tell you another thing about identity theft. Let me tell you another thing about going through something traumatic, right? I've told you guys time and time and time and time again that I'm the person who spent the weekend in jail. I just at the beginning of the video said I spent the weekend in jail, and I did it when I was 18 years old, my freshman year in college. Let me tell you that was to this day probably one of the most humiliating experiences of my life. That was one of the toughest things that I ever had to go through. When people ask this young lady, why did you start this page? Why do you spend 4, 5, 6 hours a night on live attacking and going after these people? Her response was, I was a follower of Carmen's. I gave money. I donated money. Now, if you truly was the victim of identity theft, let's unpack this for real, y'all. If you were the person who had been to jail, had been humiliated, had been put in an orange jumpsuit, had been stripped of your rights and your freedom, even for an hour, sis, coming from somebody who sat for 2 or 3 days, let me tell you how that would have been your why. If you truly believe that Carmen and Tay were crooks, if you truly believe that, they was out here defrauding the system and defrauding people and all of this, that would have been your why. You would have led and started the page with saying, this is personal.
Yeah.
This is personal.
Want anybody else.
I don't want, you get what I'm saying? I have been the person who have been, if that was truly what happened to you, you would have came out the gate and said, I have been the person who has been the victim of identity theft. This is what happened to me. This is how that made me feel. So the thought of somebody else coming in the community, building a following and doing the same thing, it don't sit well with me. So that's what drives me. That's what fuels me. She didn't lead with that. She didn't lead with that. Why? Because she's probably not, more so than not, she's probably not the victim of identity theft. Y'all, we got to stop letting people play in our face, right? And a lot of people are like, okay, Candy, I thought you said you were going to stay away from it. And I thought you and Sean were going to stay away from it. But the reason why it hits so hard for me is because I'm a coach. I'm a consultant in real life. I don't just put it as a title on social media. I truly believe and I live by what I do. I stand by the results that I get for people. So it's very personal for me. Right? I think back to 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was on the coaching call, and if she's comfortable, she follows us, she watch almost every video. She might say it was me in the comments. But I think back to the conversation that I had with one of the best friends, where she went on the website and booked a coaching call. And she was like, Candy, there was this young lady on Instagram that I've been following. Right? And she had been saying that she would help me start this business. She charged me $10,000. Come to find out, it was a scam. This best friend took money out of her retirement fund, gave it to this lady, and the lady scammed them. The lady's not responding to them. The lady did not deliver on any of the stuff that she said that she was going to do. We got our own people in our own community, in our own backyard, taking advantage of the people. So it becomes personal, right? People who really out here trying to get results, it becomes personal. And a lot of people are like, they don't get it. But if you don't call out the nonsense, then it continues. What you don't speak up about is what continues. And so that's why I was so vocal about saying, when Darius put up the post, I was so vocal about saying, yeah, we support you 110%. Why do we support you? Because the loudest voice in the room got to be the moral voice in the room. Got to be the voice in the room that's looking out for the people. Got to be the voice in the room that's going to say, I'm not going to let people come in our community and take advantage of folks no more. Got to be the person who say, hey, if you're an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur. We're entrepreneurs. We're unapologetic about monetizing our pages. We're unapologetic about making money. We're unapologetic about building businesses and being successful. Right? But for the people who've been doing it and doing it well and doing it for years, it's personal. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So when people like Darius speak up, we side with him 100% because it's too many of us that's been out here doing it. And we work too damn hard to let some fly-by-night person come up off a bench, call themselves a coach, and show zero results to the people. You understand what I'm saying? The next post on this page is going to be screenshots of all the results that I have. People who have taken my classes, people who have purchased my ebooks, people who have opened businesses and started making money from home. How dare you call yourself a coach? Where in the hell are you coaching people to go? And where are you taking me from? Coaches take you on a journey, y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying? Coaches take you from broke to, whatever. Coaches take you somewhere. So sis, are you a volleyball coach? Are you a basketball coach? Are you a track coach? What kind of coach are you, right? Where are you coaching the people to and from? Did you feel like you could put a price tag on? So then by the time real people, real entrepreneurs, real business owners get to the table, our own community, we already got enough fights and battles. You understand what I'm saying? That's why this is personal for us. So for the people who say, y'all keeping up the mess and he messy, y'all messy, everybody messy, it's not about being messy. It's about being right? It's about calling a spade a spade. And far too many times we turn a deaf ear and a deaf eye to what really need to be called out in our community. And more so than not, instead of calling the police, sometimes we need to police our own community, y'all. Can I be 100? Can I talk to you on tonight? And I'm not just talking about skin color. I'm talking about period. If you've been a part of this community, I don't care if you white, black, brown, you believe in God, you don't believe in God, whatever. When I misstep, my people call me out. You understand what I'm saying? When Darius misstep, his people call him out. That's community. That's what you work to build. You don't turn the comments off on your people. You don't say, hey, I'm building a community where people can say what they want to say, but then you down there blocking people and you was criticizing other folks for blocking people. Every single thing she sat up here and said, and I'm not taking a side. I'm not taking a side.
Just calling it out.
I'm calling it out. Every single thing this lady sat up here and criticized Carmen and Tate for doing, she turned around and did. So instead of her looking in the camera, sis, what I'm thinking you was probably doing, you was looking in the mirror. And so every single thing that you didn't like about yourself, you was spewing it in the sight of somebody else. Get therapy, sis. Get therapy. That comes from a place. You're 40-something years old. You're almost 50 years old. Get therapy. That's not normal. That's not healthy. Then you try to do these bait and switch mind tricks, this Jedi mind trick with the people. You playing on people's intelligence. Go somewhere and sit down with all of that foolishness.
Yeah.
And just to show you that I'm not biased, let me tell y'all another thing. There's a young lady named Ari. We've never spoken with her, but she's over the deplatform page. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. She threw Ari under the bus. I've never talked to this young lady. I never had a conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? She threw her under the bus. She tried to take advantage of the fact that this young lady don't go live on her page. And she tried to get up and tell the people, we had a long conversation earlier and, we smoothed it over and everything is fine. It was just a misunderstanding and all this other stuff. Do me a favor. Go back and read. I want you to read what Aria said about her. You see what I'm saying? And good for her for standing up for herself. And like I told y'all know, like I told y'all a long time ago, I don't have a dog in a fight. I stand by myself. I don't do girl groups. In Vogue was in the 90s, girl. SWV was in the 90s. I don't do cliques and groups. I stand by myself. If you right, I'm with you. And if you wrong, I'm calling you out. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, when I build with Sean and my kids anyway, right? I don't need somebody to pull me up or to agree or disagree or whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? I'm God-made. I'm not self-made. I'm God-made. But it's one of them situations where I can point out wrong in all sides and I can point out right in all sides. She was wrong for how she did her. She took advantage of the fact that the young lady don't go live on her page. Everybody got their right. If she go live, she go live. If she don't want to go live, she don't have to go live. You understand what I'm saying? But if I'm not paying your bills and you not paying mine, how you run your household is how you run your household. But the way that she threw her under the bus was deplorable. Mm-hmm. You bringing up people's name and bringing up conversation. And if that conversation was private, sis, let that conversation be private. But this is what Aria said in response to this.
So she said a couple of things. Nandi and myself are not friends, and Nandi don't have nothing on me. Nandi did call me and apologize for a whole host of things, including the Gibson interview. We agreed to disagree on things and agreed on some things. She explained to me the identity theft, and I suggested she come clean and be honest.
Stop. She said, I suggested, meaning Ari, right? She said, I suggested when she was on the phone with me that she come clean. Mm-hmm. She didn't show up for y'all and tell y'all the truth because she felt compelled. It was no moral compass to tell y'all the truth or her version of what she called the truth. She showed up with a cockamamie story because Darius said yesterday, sis, you should have just been honest. Now, Ari says today, sis, you should have just been honest. We said last night, sis, you should have just been honest. So now, instead of you showing up honest, you spin the narrative, give some version of what you feel like is the truth, but you still playing in people's face. You see what I'm saying? Girl, go sit down.
She says, I asked her if that was her in the photos, and she denied at first.
She denied it. She was standing on the fact that wasn't her in the pictures. She's still playing in people's face.
Mm-hmm. She denied it at first, but then after asking a couple times, she explained the identity theft situation, that it is, in fact, her in the photos.
Stop. She said now that it's her in the pictures. Let's go back to what happened yesterday. Sis, you all on, look, she zooming in. Look at the cheekbones, the lips. That ain't even my lip structure.
The nose is too small.
The nose.
The complexion. All of the things. Okay. She says she had the police report that showed this situation and can prove it. And that's what I believe she would produce. Me too, sis. That's what I thought. She didn't produce it. And the post will remain up. She wanted to clear the air with me, and that's what I allowed her to do. I don't have to cuss folks out to distance myself and not fool with them. I gracefully back away, and that's exactly what I did. Nandi and I have not talked since the Gibson interview, other than me congratulating her before the interview with the mom. I met Nandi 2 months ago after I began posting on my platform. I did ask Nandi to apologize to the cousins. I felt that was important to me. I didn't need an apology, but the cousins, I wanted to have that. Some will not agree with me removing the post initially, and I respect that. The post is back up and will remain up. On my platform, I choose to continue to expose taking CC. Okay, well, you know. But yeah.
Well, Sean read it in its entirety. Right? Sean read it in its entirety.
Nobody thinking I was paraphrasing or picking stuff out. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it's one of those situations where if you're going to have a platform and you're going to give commentary, this is to everybody who wants to get in the ring and play, right? If you want to get in the ring and you're going to give commentary, you have to do it from a non-biased perspective. Because what happens is when you have already made up your mind which direction everything is going in and you start taking sides and you come out the gate, then anything that happens, you have to then stick to the script. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you're able to present the information to the people in a non-biased way and just say, look, this is what it is.
And this is one thing that I want to interject, and then we can just keep going on. One thing that we have always done, if we ended up being wrong, we admit it. Because remember yesterday, Candy was like, I don't know for sure, but I pretty much feel like that's her.
That's her,
so
right?
Had it come out that in fact it was not, trust and believe, we would have came back and said, you know what? Dang, we was wrong. Sorry. My bad.
And I'm gonna tell you, can I be honest with y'all and tell y'all why? What led me to really truly believe that was her, aside of the fact that it looked just like her? Mm-hmm. It's because, again, I draw from my personal experiences. When I was 18 years old, back in the day, right? Back in the day, the way people wore their hair was, especially soft studs, the way we wore our hair was, Allen Iverson was playing, he was hooping back then. So we would do the cornrows, we would do the zigzag joints, and then we would have our hair long in the back with the beads on it. When I got arrested that day, right? They booked me down at the county jail, and they said, we need you to stand here and put all of the beads and all of the rubber bands in this like little container that they gave me. And I was like, why? I had just got my hair braided like that night before. And I was like, why? And they was like, because that's a suicide risk. Like you could literally swallow those things. You see what I'm saying? And commit suicide. Like that was a thing, right? Wow. So they make you take your hair down. And then depending on how your hair is braided, if they really want to pick with you, they make you undo all that. Depending on where you at and what county you in and, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you got braids, if you got hair sewn in, they make you take all of that out. Wow. Sometimes, but that was just my own personal experience. So then a lot of times, then when they take that picture, you looking crazy. You scared, whatever done happened that led you there. Like it's rough. So, it's one of them situations where, and then like for me, and I talk about it in the book, y'all, that I wrote, but for me, it was one of them situations where even when I got out, because they didn't let me get my shoes. And I tell you that. They didn't let me get my shoes. They didn't let me get my wallet. They didn't let me do any of that stuff. So when I got released, because at the time I was in college, I was a freshman in college. Girl, I'm in a college town, so I don't have no family close by. I don't have nobody I could just call and be like, come get me. I need a ride. Girl, I had to walk. No shoes on, no ID, no money. I couldn't get on the bus. I had to walk probably almost 10 miles barefoot. You talking about humiliating. That's why I'm saying, sis, if you had gone through something similar, right? Let's say that wasn't your plight. But you had even just not been able to move about as freely as you wanted to for, let's say, an hour. Mm-hmm. Let's say they just put you in a holding cell for an hour. Right. If you genuinely hadn't done it, baby, that would have been your wife for that page. If you want to lead with saying, Carmen is a she stole people money and Tay is a criminal and all these big, bold, audacious accusations, right? That you led with. If that's how you feel, sister, then that's how you feel. But why isn't your why in alignment with how you feel? Mm-hmm. When people ask us what we do, and I tell people, hey, I help people build businesses from home so they don't have to leave home. You can make 6 figures from home. Why? Because we do it. My why is because it's giving us time to be together, and it's giving us time to be with our kids 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365. That's my why. That's my why. I lead with my why. I talk about the money, but I lead with the why, right? If you really have a strong why and you were the victim of identity theft, you would have been talking about that why constantly. Mm-hmm. Constantly.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm just saying, when you lead with the truth, you never have to worry about nothing else falling out the bag. You never, ever have to worry about anything else falling out the bag.
Yeah. And my thing is, I find it very interesting. And this is just my theory. I don't know if this is factual or not. This is my theory. I guess trying to get into the mind. You know how they had them shows on like the ID channel and stuff, the minds of all them things. So I'm just trying to place myself, not to say too long, so I don't want them to jump off on me, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So I noticed that the last 2 times that she did the lives on Facebook, she deleted the lives. Okay, fair, whatever. And then I noticed that on YouTube, the comments are turned off. So this is my theory. Again, this is just a theory. Mm-hmm. I feel like the reason why it's left up on YouTube, because you can turn the comments completely off. We noticed that over in the platform on Facebook, some of the comments was muted, but all of them were not turned off. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think in my theory that the reason why is because you don't want anybody to be able to come back and say, girl, that don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. What you mean? I don't understand. Or, hey, I know you. What are you talking about? Like, that's not how it went down. So then I can just get out here and say anything that I want to say, and nobody can comment, nobody can say anything, nobody can dispute anything that I'm saying.
Yeah. See, the thing about social media is one of the things that she said was 100% accurate. Why? Because we know this app, this platform is comprised of people from all walks of life. Mm-hmm. You got people who don't think. You got people who can't think. You got people who think 24 hours a day. You got people with a high level intellect. You got people with no intellect. You got everybody in between, right? But what's very, very dangerous is for you to make all these claims in the presence of thinkers. I don't do groupthink. Right? In psychology class, they teach you about groupthink. What is groupthink? You see groupthink all the time in comments on social media videos. Somebody will say something funny or somebody will say something and then it'll be 50 people like it, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes groupthink is okay, but sometimes groupthink is not okay, right? You understand what I'm saying? I don't do groupthink. I would get on here and tell the same story, whether it was hearts running up the screen or angry faces, because my truth is my truth. My thoughts are my thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you secure in who you are, you're not worried and swayed by whatever. She was not confident when she pushed this button. And I tell y'all all the time, everybody always want to get to the bag and everybody want to make the money, but you have to do the work. You have to look in the mirror and figure out who you are. Because when you decide to push this button, you don't know how far that video gonna go. You don't know. We have talked about trending topics for years.
Yes.
We talked about people who got millions and millions of followers. But it was something about this Carmen debacle. It was something about all of this that really brought the girls and the guys to the yard. Mm-hmm. Can I be honest with y'all?
Yeah.
And so it's one of those situations where you got people who look at things from both perspectives. And you're entitled to that. But be very careful whose voice you're listening to in this whole groupthink concept. Groupthink can be very dangerous because the minute something comes out to the contrary, or the people whose voice you've been following, it fall out the bag that they're not who they presented themselves to as, then people feel duped. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that were a part of her community that feel duped. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're honest from the onset, you don't have to worry about all of that stuff falling out the bag. When you make the decision to follow over here, or you like this page and you follow over here, then you have to know and understand we're not going to be talking about this every day. No. This is what's trending and popping right now, but we're talking about the strategies and the ways to get to the bag. Now, in full transparency, again, me going to the business coach, right? Let's piggyback this thing and let's talk about what she should have done. That's a teaching moment. Let's talk about what she should have done. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm no meta expert. I don't know Facebook that well. I'm not that tech savvy. And y'all correct me in the comments because I'm not saying this with 100% certainty, but I'm pretty confident in what I'm saying. Last I checked, you can't get stars. You can't get ad revenue. You can't get that from running live stream videos in a private group.
Stars you can.
Stars you can?
Stars, I believe that you can, because I feel like, was people ever giving her stars on her videos?
I don't know. But you should have set up a public page. You should have set up a public page from the very beginning. Or let's say you didn't know, right? You didn't know. Maybe you thought this was going to be something real small. It grew very fast, right? You should have just came to your community and said, and been honest and said, you know what? I started this as a private group. Our community, is getting bigger. I suggest we move over. We're going to jump from this page to this page. That way we have more opportunity, more benefits, more bandwidth. We can grow. You could share the video better. It's just a better opportunity. And it's going to eventually put me in a position to be able to monetize. It works for everybody, right? Let's talk about how you should have handled that $4.99 thing. Oh, child. From a business coach perspective, right? Again, real business owners might start on Cash App. If you got a little hustle and you getting going for like the first week or two, then you quickly get off of Cash App. Mm-hmm. You don't conduct business long term on Cash App, right? Here's what real business owners do. You have a website, you have a Shopify, you have a landing page, you have a ClickFunnels. You understand what I'm saying? You have all of these different things where you set up an infrastructure where you're not only getting access to a payment processor, but you're also capturing what we call in business your lead. What is your lead? The name, email address, phone number of the person who is paying you for a service or for a product. Then in exchange for them plugging in that card information, sis, then what immediately happens is you have what's called an automated system setup or an automated email sequence. That automated email sequence sends out an email automatically to that person. So they would have paid the $4.99 subscription. They would have got an automatic email that said, thank you for paying for, whatever event. And it would have had all their details. What it could have also contained was a link outside of social media, maybe to a Zoom call or a private Zoom call, maybe to a private unpublished YouTube link. It would have been something controlled that you could have captured all the leads with. Let's say you didn't know any better and you were still wanting to set it up on Facebook, right? You do a paid event. You just do a paid event on Facebook. You just simply do a paid event, right? You do a paid event. Or you could set it up where, let's say you said that you was trying to do it in a private group and the room got hacked. The room getting hacked shouldn't have mattered because you said you were keeping track of all of the people who had paid. So if you were keeping track of all of the people who had paid, then you would have been able to contact all of the people who had paid and say, hey, this way got hacked, but we're going to move over to this other, platform. Now, I didn't pay $4.99. Sean didn't pay $4.99 because, to be honest, again, going back to everybody got their own opinion. I thought it was a little, questionable to talk to somebody's mom. That's just me, right? I was just like, whatever, right? So it was one of those situations where you could have done that different. But let's say you didn't know any of what I just described. Because for a lot of people that went over their head. Even if you didn't, sometimes, best friends, it's not what you do in business, but how you do it. Because nobody is expecting you as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, as somebody who's just getting started to know everything. You can't know everything. We still making mistakes. But it's all in how you recover from those mistakes and how transparent and honest you are with your people. You could have easily said, you know what, y'all, I had intentions on setting it up like this, right? But what ended up happening was the room got hacked and we didn't have access. And instead of just completely canceling the event, what I made the decision to do was to just stream it in the group because I knew for a fact I knew how to do that. So I streamed it in the group. So as a result, because you didn't get the exclusive opportunity that you paid for, and everybody who didn't pay anything got access to what you got access to, I'm making the decision. What were you about to say?
Executive decision.
I'm making the executive decision to go ahead and refund everybody their money in good faith because I know I'm just starting out, right? I'm 6 weeks in. I'm 8 weeks in. The last thing I would ever want to do is be seen as a fraud or a scam in these streets. The $4.99 is not that deep, right? But it's kind of feeling like what some other people were saying in their commentary. It's kind of feeling like I need money and I need it right now in Darius' voice. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of feeling like that. Because and then what rubbed me the wrong way, again, I would have never paid for it, but that's just my personal opinion, right? I just wouldn't have paid for it. But it's very much so for me feeling like not only do you need money, but then again, you playing in people's face by sitting up here saying, when the people were asking you about the $4.99 and the money and all of that, you started going off on people, calling people broke, being disrespectful. Like, because building a platform is very new to you, let me school you on something. The hand that's feeding you can't be the hand that you slap. Huh? You got to show respect towards the people who you're asking to show up and give their time, give their money, invest in you, believe in you. Let's show the people a little bit more respect than that. You understand what I'm saying? And again, as a coach and as a consultant, I'm for the people, by the people. You see what I'm saying? I show up every day because I'm for the people, by the people. So if I had to choose a side, I choose the people side. So I'm advocating for the person who might not have a page, or maybe they're afraid of getting blocked, or maybe they're afraid of being retaliated against. Because what you can't do, sis, is take on all of social media. You can't, it's too big. But when you lead with honesty and transparency, even when you misstep, people give you grace. People give you grace. But it's the arrogance of it all. It's the arrogance of it all. It's the disrespect of it all. Can I be honest with y'all? It's all of that. Nobody's mad because you want to monetize. I hope everybody who has a desire to monetize on social media, I hope you're able to do that tenfold. I hope that your platform, your pages, your product, your service is able to create streams of revenue for you and your family that nobody can close that door. You understand what I'm saying? I don't just wish it for us. I wish it for all of you too. Because there's enough out here. I believe in abundance. There's enough out here for everybody. Mm-hmm. You don't have to create drama and wreak havoc for somebody else in order for you to have. You don't have to take food out of somebody else's mouth for you to have. That's a poverty mindset. And so me saying that you need to do the work is not being disrespectful. It's just simply saying, sis, you can call folks all the names in the world. But at the end of the day, you have some healing that you need to do. There's some areas of your life that are undeveloped. And a business coach is not going to be able to help you. I can give you all the tools and the resources and say, hey, set up a landing page through ClickFunnels, connect your email, automate this, do this and do that. I could give you all of the game. But if you can't show up and at least give us your real name, we ain't got shit to talk about, sis.
Oh, that's right.
If we don't know if we can't see the back of your house, like I said in the post, if you can't see that it's clothes sitting in the floor, if I'm in my room and it's a basket of clothes in the corner and we can't see that, I don't believe you real. Green screens wear me out unless we on Zoom calls. Can I be honest? Right. Because it's very much so given I got something to hide. It's very much so given that. And some people were suggesting that, this happened to her or that happened and maybe she was in a hotel. If you in a hotel, tell your story. Yes. You had the perfect shot, sis. Tell your story. We're in the middle of what's called the biggest recession in history. Do you know how many people are on the verge of losing it all? Just tell your story. People will fall in love with you because of your story.
They will connect with you.
Tell the people, I went to jail, I did this, I did that, I learned, I'm not who I was. Thank God I'm not who I used to be. I'm not who I ought to be, but thank God I'm not who I used to be. Just be honest. When you're honest with yourself and you're honest with the people, the right voices will follow you. They'll follow you. They'll be loyal to you. They will support you. They will buy your products. They will buy your services. There's nothing special about this. There's nothing special about it. We did it. You can do it. You can do it.
Thanks. And you can do it the right way.
You can do it the right way. But you got to go somewhere. You got to talk to somebody before you even come back and try. Right?
So best friends, I apologize to you guys. Like, I hate the fact. So what's happening? Because I don't want anybody to feel like we're ignoring your comments. Mm-mm. Our comments keep getting stuck. Like, I can legit show you guys, they're not moving. And so literally every time I'm trying to see a new comment, I literally have to go out and come back in. And then it only shows me the last 5 comments.
Yeah.
So I don't want anybody to think that we're not acknowledging anybody or reading comments. Like I'm trying, I've done everything that I can think of to try to fix it because I want to comment to some of you guys' comments.
Yeah.
But
we'll go back and watch them. I promise. We'll watch the replay and we will look at all the comments on both platforms.
And we'll respond if necessary. Yeah. I did see one question though. One of the best friends did say, in your opinion, what do you think is going to happen? She called her Sugar Williams. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
She said, what do you think is going to happen with her? Like, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
I don't know. So this is the reality. I don't know her personally. Can I be honest? I don't know her personally. And I'm not suggesting that this is her. But there are people in the world who suffer from mental illnesses and they're compulsive liars and the truth can't find them. You understand what I'm saying? There are people in the world who have mental issues and they're narcissistic and they always spin the narrative and it's everybody else and it's never them. I don't know if this is her. I don't know if it's not. But what I think happened is, I don't think that's her, but what I think she did was she genuinely got scared. She genuinely got scared and she said, you know what, like, I look bad. And so the only thing that I could do was lie. And there were a lot of people who was believing the lie. And then when the louder voices in the room was like, nah, no, stop playing in the people's face. Then people started to question, okay, is that her? Is that not her? That's that trickery. Those are those mind games and manipulation that I was talking about earlier in the video. That's dangerous. That's a form of gaslighting. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? And so then it started to challenge people's thought process and people were like, wait a minute, you understand what I'm saying? So what do I think is going to happen? I don't know. What happens next determines what she makes the decision to do. What's going to happen next is predicated on what this young lady decides to do. She's older than me. I'm 39. According to what the people are presenting, she's 46. She's older than me.
She's older than me.
But I can't speak to her upbringing or who she is or where she came from. But I can't, again, going back to a video that I did earlier in the week, I can't hold people to the standards that I hold myself to. Because I don't know if them people had a granny like I had that poured into me and made me be a woman of integrity and character and own my shit. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if she had that. I don't know if she had that honesty from another woman that said, nah, sis, when you stank, you stank. You understand what I'm saying? But if she didn't, herein lies what we have, right? Mm-hmm. But I would say that she probably should take some time off of social media.
Yes, absolutely.
She probably should literally, for real, get in therapy. If she wants to build a following, she should do it. You can even document the process. You don't have to take us into your counseling sessions. Do a real I'm walking into the office again this week. I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong. I was presented with the opportunity to tell the truth, and I took a different route. And I don't want it to continue to cost me. So I'm here showing up, getting help. I'll be back when I'm released, not from a therapist, but when God releases me. That's what I would do.
She could literally shut down everything that she has, start fresh from zero, and document her process. That way, the people that do connect with her and the people that do start to follow her can follow her on an honest track. Mm-hmm. And then she can build it that way. That way you don't have to build it on the back of somebody else. Yeah. You don't have to build it on tearing somebody else down. Mm-hmm. You don't have to build it on trying to air somebody else's dirty laundry. Yep. You can do your own work and build your own support system or following or whatever you want to call it by tearing it completely down and just starting over. If that's what you really want.
If that's what you really want.
Is to help people while you was having all these little giveaways and the little stuff that you do. If that's truly your story, tear it down, start over, and do the work the real way.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, you cannot build a sustainable business. You cannot build a sustainable platform. You cannot create a sustainable community or following by building it on the backs, on the brinks, on the foundation of tearing somebody down. You can't. This is why I'm transparently telling y'all, over here, we get to the bag. We talk about trending topics. So this is the topic for tonight, but tomorrow might be something else. But this teaching, I've seen a lot of people in the comments was like, teach, sis, teach. That's what we do. That's what I do. I show up here at least once, maybe twice, sometimes 3 times a day to put my gift on display because I'm going to keep showing up for the people and I'm going to keep giving you what you need up until a point. I give it to you from the perspective of what's going on in the world. If you want me to give it to you from the perspective of what's going to help you make more money, become more successful, get better results, then that's coaching, right? Then that's when you should go to my website. You should get my ebook. You should sign up for one of my programs, etc. That's where that comes into play. But I make no qualms about what I do and me being, profitable in doing it. This ain't the Red Cross over here, y'all. We building successful businesses. We're normalizing generational wealth. Can I be honest with you? We need to stop shaming people in our community for wanting to make money. I oftentimes see people put the angry faces on that little automatic message. It says, during this video, you can show support by sending stars, blah, 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 blah. Stop thinking creators are typing that. That's something that shows up when their pages are monetized. But oftentimes, people don't just do it to our pages. They do it to other social media influencers. Like, y'all, you asking for money. You want stars. You want ads. You want people to be a subscriber. Absolutely. Yeah. We put our gift on display for free. There's some people who will be able to invest in it, and there's some people who can't. And we show up and we give it all we got every single day. And so we have to get to the point where we normalize in our community making money. And we normalize keeping the money. And we normalize reinvesting the money and growing the money. We normalize bringing the results back and showing other similar people in like situations what to do. You understand what I'm saying? We got to normalize different stuff. Yeah. We gotta make it normal to find a teaching opportunity inside of the bullshit. We can't just sit and talk about other people's money more than we talk about our money. That's what we spend this page to do. Can I be 100? We talk about other people's missteps with money in an effort to show what we should be doing with our money. Because if we spend an hour talking about their money, we got to spend 3 talking about ours. Thanks. That's what we do over here. So when you like and follow, I don't want anybody to feel bait and switch. But when you like and follow, know and understand that we get into the bag over here. We looking at what's going on, but we're very systematic and very intentional about getting to the bag over here and making sure everybody connected to us is making more money and in a better position at the end of 23 than they were at the end of 22. That's a coach. If we can't say that we helped you make more money, keep more money, invest more money, then we failed you. We have to be able to produce receipts, results. Success leaves clues. Nandi, Tandy, Tammy, whoever, you know what? Right. Success leaves clues. Mm-hmm. What are the clues? Right? What are the receipts? You understand what I'm saying? Going back and forth, the Who Shot John, the Chitlin Circuit. The Chitlin Circuit is an opportunity to bring the people to the table to have a real conversation. Now that we're here, let's have a real conversation. This is what works, right? We did a live masterclass a couple of weeks ago. I asked people the question in the masterclass. People were like, "You changed my life. This was the best class I ever took, X, Y, and Z." I asked the question at the end. I said, "What brought you here? How'd you find out about me?" You was doing the Carmen videos. You was talking about La Truth and what was going on with him and his wife. You did the video about the young man that committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? It's the trending topics. Mm-hmm. It's the trending topics that bring the people to the table. But it's the value that's going to keep you at the table. Thanks. If you don't feed your people, they will starve and go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. We love y'all like we love ourselves. We want for you what we want for ourselves. We don't just call you best friends as a term of endearment. I want to take my friends to the same place that I'm going to. And if I can't, I'm not going to hurt you, say anything bad, or trip you up in the process. What you see is what you get over here. You got anything else, baby?
I don't. So I hope that in the midst of it all, that for those who were on here with us and for those that may come across this as a replay, hear us and hear us good. This was not in any way, shape, or form an attack on anybody. Mm-hmm. It was just simply looking at the information that was presented, looking at the facts, giving our thought on it, giving advice for that person or anybody else that may even be in a similar situation or whatever, to say, hey, here's some tactical things to think about, okay? That if you want to do it this way, you want to monetize, you want to get your stuff in order. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get your stuff in order.
Yeah. I mean, and for me, this video is dedicated to everybody. This video is dedicated to all of the people who paid $4.99 and you didn't get what you paid for. This video is dedicated to everybody who believed in something that they seen online or somebody that they seen online. You paid your money, whether it was buying an ebook or a program or whatever. You got scammed out of your money. You didn't get what you paid for. and you feel taken advantage of and you don't know who to trust, this video is for Carmen and Tay, who've been fighting the fight all the while. The person who been trying to get you in the ring
was
dirtier
than, if not worse than
you see what I'm saying?
She was being alleged to have done.
Exactly. This video was dedicated to the young lady Ari, who didn't go live. You understand what I'm saying? This video was dedicated to every single person who's gonna see this and extract an opportunity to learn and to self-reflect and improve. You understand what I'm saying? We have to start holding our own community accountable. I tell y'all all the time.
I do have a question for our best friend because I know our battery is getting low. So Miss Cynthia said, I am 65. How can your coaching help me at my stage in life, or can you?
I absolutely can. So there's two people that I help, Miss Cynthia. I help people who have money, but they're trying to fix their money. What is fix their money? You're trying to create a budget, fix your credit, buy a home. You're trying to figure out how to invest. And you're really just looking at it from that perspective on how you can fix your money. I have a program for that. Okay. I also have a program for the people who say, you know what, there's a lot of people making money online. I hear you guys talking about doing it all the time. I want to start an online business from home and I want to generate some revenue. So I have a program that teaches you all of what we did from $0 to over $40,000 a month from our kitchen table on the other side of this wall. We started an online business. We documented the process, and I created a full program outlining you every single step, everything you need to do, right? And I taught that program. I teach that program. So we teach you how to make $1,000 plus a day. We don't, of course, nothing online is guaranteed, right, but it's one of those situations where if you do everything that we teach you how to do, not only will you be able to hit that $1,000 a day mark, but you'll be able to surpass that. Mm-hmm. So those are the two programs. Fix your money, make money. Mm-hmm. Fix your money, make money. If you're interested in either of those programs and you want to speak further, you can inbox the page or you can go straight to our website, which is CandySincerityJohnson.com. Mm-hmm. CandySincerityJohnson.com. You get access to all of my digital books. You get access to both programs. You can set up a coaching session with me there. Okay.
Thank you so much for the stars, Miss Judy.
Thank you very much for the stars.
She said thanks for bringing us an update because she's a no-show. Shame on her for going into hiding. And it's the crazy part, Judy. If you're looking for her on Facebook, she hasn't been a no-show. It's just been taken down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. But it's a better way to do it. You have to, and I'm telling you, right? Like I've been in difficult positions where, like you got to be honest about what you did. You have to be honest, but the truth is so freeing. Mm-hmm. It's nothing like it. There's nothing like the truth. Yeah. There's nothing like being able to look yourself in the mirror and know that nobody can tell your story but you. Mm-hmm. Not part of it, but all of it.
All of it. Yep.
But I love y'all for real. Mm-hmm. We've been all day grinding.
Yes.
I want to spend some time with this beautiful woman right here. Mm-hmm. So I hope you guys have an amazing night. I hope you enjoyed all of our commentary. If you're not liking and following the page, shame on you. This is the place to be. Do you have anything else?
No, just we love you guys. We appreciate you. And make sure you turn on your notifications so when we call the phone, girl, you can answer or send us a voicemail and call us back.
That's right. Have a good night. Love you.